What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. It is another Kentucky Derby update for you. When we do these shows, it means we've got shakes in the fantasy league for horses that have been claimed. So we'll go over that first. We're going to have a two-way shake for a horse named Six Speed. And if you're like, who is that? Don't worry, I didn't know who he was until yesterday either. So we'll do a shake for him, and then we'll also talk about a couple other horses that are going to get claimed without shakes on the show. So like I say, we got to do the fantasy league to make it fun and make it, something different. So we don't just kind of sit here and boringly talk about horses, but it's a good way to talk about some up and comers or just some, that, you may need to know. All right. With that, and I am super upset that I'm having to shake for this horse. There's going to be a two-way shake for Six Speed between myself and Paul. So Six Speed is running this Friday over in Maidan in the 2000 Guineas Challenge. It's a points race. It's only 10 points to the winner in our league. I think it is higher for the actual Kentucky Derby, but it's 10 points to the winner, 10-5-2-1, a Kentucky Derby prep race. And it's going to be Paul and I shaking for who should be the morning line favorite in that race. Let's do the shake now, then we'll talk about him. All right, here we go. Like I said, super upset that I'm having to shake for this horse, but here it is. Oh, please, come on, let me have him. All right, okay. Well, I got him anyway. And that's good because we can talk about a couple horses because Paul has a backup as well. All right, so I will get a Six Speed. I don't know whether to be excited or not, but I've got him. I've got Six Speed, and I will drop Stop the Car. Now, let's get to it. Let's talk about these horses. You're like, who is Six Speed? Well, here he is up on the screen now. I've got him pulled up for you. He is a not this time horse out of a Medaglia d'Oro mare. So obviously, if the horse was training here in the United States, that would jump off the page. You may not have heard of him. He did win the challenge race. It says 0 starts. That's because his races have all been overseas, where it looks like Equibase doesn't have coverage. But he won the kind of the prep race for this. It's one of those things. I can drop him next week if he doesn't run well, right? But I'm trying to get points and get points now. So Six Speed's the one, that pops up when you start to kind of Google search this field and this race. He's the one you talk about because he won the prep race for this one. So we'll see what happens with him. Again, the pedigree is really good. I watched the replay of his last race. Look, he kind of was on the inside. He was ahead. He got challenged. I think he almost maybe even got passed or close to getting passed, and he re-rallied and won by, a length or two. So I think he could have a chance to be decent, but most importantly, he could earn me points this week. At worst, I'm going to get 1 point from him. And so that's something that you desperately need this year in the league. You got to have horses running in these prep races, and this one is on the list. So I went ahead and went with Six Speed as my claim, dropping Stop the Car, who sucked in the Lecomte. All right, let's go to Devon Island. So here's three other claims that are going to happen this week. And these claims were not involving shakes. So Devon Island is going to be claimed by Paul, and Paul's going to drop Balboa. So Balboa out, Devon Island in. And this is another horse that's going to be running in the Guineas over at Maidan. So Paul going to take a shot here. This horse by Practical Joke out of a Canadian Frontier mare. So another United States breeding here, bred in Kentucky, as you can see on the screen. Look, I think it's a pretty good horse. I kind of did a little bit of research on this one as well. I did prefer 6 speed, as did Paul. He tried to claim him, but I wouldn't be shocked if Devon Island makes some noise here. Look, I think this is we're seeing this more and more. You get to these international races, and it's United States bred horses that are running kind of all over these races at times. So it is kind of it's kind of interesting to see that to see how it's kind of going. So anyway, this horse, look again with him and 6 speed both. I'm really not sure what's going to happen. Godolphin owns this horse. Charlie Appleby trains the horse, so those are connections that pretty darn well. So we'll see what happens with him. But you're just trying to get points in the league. And look, maybe if one of these horses run well, they can, UAE Derby type of horse, something like that. So Devon Island going to Paul there. He's going to drop Balboa. All right, let's keep going. Jared and Kevin have made 2 claims. We're going to talk about them now. So the first one is Potente. This is an unraced horse in the Bob Baffert barn currently. Like I said, he is unraced. He's an Into Mischief out of an Awesome Again mare. So pretty good breeding here for Potente. We'll go down to the workouts real quick for this one. And, back on 111, he had a bullet. He actually worked out just yesterday. That was Monday on 119, 2 out of 21 handily from the gate, it says. He looks close to a race. I don't know the condition book there at Santa Anita. I don't know when the next maiden special weight's going to pop up. It feels like he is a strong candidate to be in it. I don't know. I don't really know, when he's going to run, but a couple of interesting notes on him. And I kind of think this is how it worked out, that the horse kind of got hyped because I did some research on him. When I honestly a YouTube commenter on one of our YouTube shows commented on hey, Baffert's got a monster, his name's Potente. So I did some research, and the only thing I could find was from Curtis Callaward, who obviously used to work here and now works at FanDuel. He did a video saying that he loves him and he thinks he could be the best horse of the barn. So it made me wonder, did our YouTube commenter read or watch Magic's video from FanDuel? And that's why he commented on it, because I couldn't find anything else public on this horse. So that's very interesting if that is the case. But regardless, Potente does show it does look like a horse that's working very well, really nicely bred. And we know Bob Baffert can win first out quite a bit. So we'll see if this first time starter get the job done. No entries as of yet. And then finally, one more. This team really loves, by the way, Mojakar was dropped there for Potente, and Thunderbuck has been dropped for Hickman Creek. So another first-time starter that's going to be happening this week. So when you look at Hickman Creek, this horse is by Constitution out of an Empire Maker mare. Brad Cox is the trainer. Irad Ortiz will ride, and he is in that loaded maiden special weight race coming up this weekend. This will be Sunday, race 7 at Gulfstream Park. Hickman Creek will run in that race, and he will take on Spartacus. Spartacus already owned in the lead, an unraced horse, already owned in the league, and an unraced horse that is a brother to Nest. So very interesting here. There are some really, really nice horses in there. I could see Hickman Creek and Spartacus winning, either one of them. I could also see him getting beat by, maybe Cantillo for Chad Brown. He looks pretty darn good. Brad Cox has another one in there that doesn't look bad either. So, but Hickman Creek definitely looks good. Definitely looks well met. Let's go down to the workouts on him real quick. He's been down at Payson training, and the works aren't as flashy as you scroll down here as for Potente, but still, it's certainly a horse that I would say has been well meant, honestly, for the debut. Let's just go to the entries real quick on this one. I've talked about this one a lot on some other shows. Let's go down here. Let me see if I can zoom this out so you get a little bit better look at the field. I guess it's not going to let me. Here, hold on here. Stand by. was not planning to do this. Let's see. Race 7 is where we want to go to. We'll get to it eventually. There's that field of 9 that I'm talking about. That's too small now, but that's okay. Spartacus Hickman Creek lost money. Mapped Flight, so that's another Todd Pletcher horse. Prospector, a first timer for Safi Joseph. Autobahn, another Brad Cox horse. Magical Factor, War World Rocks, and Canaletto there for Chad Brown. And I know there's some, these horses are very, very, very much hyped, right? And so I wish kind of this was on the Pegasus card. It'd be kind of a cool thing, but gives you a very, very good reason to watch to watch the day after the Pegasus. The Sunday race is going to be pretty darn awesome. All right. I think that's going to do it for us here. So, once again, just to kind of read down the claims, I have claimed 6-speed and will drop Stop the Car. Paul claims Devon Island and drops Balboa. Jared and Kevin draft Potente and drop Mojicar, and Jared and Kevin draft claim Hickman Creek and drop Thunder Buck. All right, that's going to do it for this week, guys. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We'll be here all week with shows and stuff as we lead up to the Pegasus Blinkers Off. Obviously, we'll cover the Pegasus. We got Dude Too Bad Sports. We'll talk about NFL playoffs there and, anything else that comes up. So, all right, guys, thanks, everybody, for watching. Tune in next week. I'm sure we'll have a lot of claims next week. 3 Kentucky Derby prep races on the docket right here in the United States. So, it should be a lot of fun. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.